16 years old now, and I have a herd of dairy goats here. We are the Peppy Kids Goat Ranch, and yeah.
Fantastic. You tell me, Emily Ann, about what you got going on here.
Well, here we have, I believe, about 15 dairy goats right now. I show them in 4-H. I show them in competitively in open, and then just this past year I was able to go to nationals with this doe right here, Beauty.
Okay.
Our best one here at the ranch. What I do is I breed my own goats. I show them and I sell them as well. I've been doing this for about 3 years now. My first goat I bought a few years ago, but sadly I had to sell her for herd management reasons, because we want to keep all of them, but it's not possible if you want to keep going up to get the best you can. So you just sell, you have to sadly sell them. So
right, and you're trying to create the best in your herd.
There's not the such thing as the best goat in the world, or the perfect goat I should say, but you try to breed for the best you want to.
Okay.
As well,
so when you say the best, what are you looking for?
My main focus right now, even though they're dairy goats, is to get a really good show quality one that will show really well in the show ring as well, but as well as milk production, which is a big thing in dairy goats since they are dairy goats, and that's a little harder to do, especially when you're trying to get show ring in as well. So right now I'm just trying to get that basis down with the milk production, as well as to get the high milk production with butter fat. Also the Nubians, which is actually the breed of goats I have here, are known for the highest milk percentage in butter fat, and the milk is very rich in protein. Actually, we haven't been able in the past year or two to make stuff out of the milk as much. If we do make anything, we make ice cream, which is very good. My mom makes it. Actually, I help her with it. But we make strawberry ice cream from fresh strawberries and fresh goat milk, as well as what our favorite is a mint chocolate chip, which is very good. It's a lot healthier, of course, than regular store-bought milk. Hopefully next year, once we have more goats and everything, and milk and everything, we're hoping to do some more soap, or try some soap and everything, or try even cheese. So, but it takes a while, because soap usually takes about 2 weeks to cure before you can use it. So that's a big problem. So
okay, so there's a lot of work once you even have the ingredients.
That's definitely. I believe one of our friends, it takes them about to make one batch a whole day to make one batch of soap. So.
Are you going to show me here tell me a little bit more about these guys in here?
Oh, sure. Here, I can actually take one out.
Okay, that'd be awesome.
Let's see if she'll come. Now this one here is as I said earlier, is my best one. I actually just bought her this year from one of the big ranches, which is Lakeshore Farms. I just bought her. She'll probably just go right to the stanchion.
Oh, wow.
This doe right here, Beauty, she just placed 11th place at Nationals out of, I believe, 47 other goats.
Wow, so she placed 11th place.
Yes.
Wow.
She's my best one, as I said, and well, she's going to get in the stanchion for you. So
wow.
Here they're trained, when we milk them, they're trained to hop in the stanchion. Usually we'll have a bucket of grain or pellets in here. The grain helps them with their milk production. It gives them the protein to have that milk production, and usually we breed them between like the end of August, which is pretty much just past, till November, depending on their size or how we want them to breed or to kid out or birth out is what the technical term. In the following year. So she hasn't been bred yet, but we're planning to breed her pretty soon, so she'll kid out next year. And then we usually we usually bottle feed all of our kids. One reason for that is because then they're a lot friendlier, and usually when you don't have a kid that's bottle fed, they'll end up like that little one I have in the back there. She's been dam raised on her mom, which is Kiko right here.
Okay, so this is mom.
Not very friendly, of course. When you go in there, she likes to run away from you, and she's just not as friendly.
Right.
They are a lot healthier, as you can tell, though that's one upside and downside. So we usually like to keep the kids on their moms for about a month or so, and then we take them off to bottle feed, so they have the opportunity to get as much growth as they can, but then be friendly as well at the end.
Okay, well, this is really quite a science.
Yes.
To put all this together, there's a lot of thought that goes into this.
Yes, definitely. It's taken me 3 years, 4 years to be able to learn all this.
There again.
I have a mentor. He's helped me out a lot with my dairy goats and all that. He helped me find this doe and let me get the opportunity to buy her, which is a big plus for me to be able to find a doe like this, because usually they're very hard or very expensive to buy, and he helped me a lot with getting this doe.
Wow.
And this is what you can call a foundation herd, since I'm just starting out. So these are the goats that are going to be the foundation for the years to come to build up from what I want in a dairy goat as well.
Wow.
So it takes a lot of science as well, and a lot of characteristics, genetics, like what you want in a dairy goat. Like what you want in a dairy goat, something that's dairy, of course, not something too feminine. You want them to be tall and upstanding, which means they just have a lot of presence to them in general appearance. Like this doe here, she has a lot of general appearance to her. She's tall, she's lengthy, and she's getting in there. Yes, and also they're very mischievous, as you can tell, so they know where the food is, let's say that.
Why did you choose goats? What do you like about goats, personally?
Well, we've always had goats since I was a little kid. We originally had boar goats, which are meat goats. And a few years into that, about actually 5 years ago, my friend had a Nubian dairy goat, and she was showing it, and I helped her show him, and I just got really hooked into showing the goats. So I decided to go with the Nubian dairy goats. So, it's a pretty girl. So.
She looks like she's pretty proud of herself.
Yes.
Isn't she?
I'll admit that she is a cow, because she's, you can tell she's really big.
Right.
She is a cow, so it takes a lot of work to show her, especially the Nubians. They can, or any breed, can be proud if they want to be proud, so sometimes they'll be a little bit stuck up or stubborn showing them.
I love it.
So they all have their own personalities, so she can be stubborn. So.
Now, do you bond with them as well, because you spend a lot of time with them?
Yes, definitely.
Tell me about nationals.
Yeah, oh, nationals is a funny story. I only took one goat this year. A friend of ours, I carpooled up there with her since we couldn't do it ourselves, and she was already going up there, so she offered to take me with her. And so I brought this doe here, and when we went to the nationals, I had only had her for about a few months before we went. And so when we went there, I was the only person that that she knew. So every time I would go to leave somewhere after her pen, she would be screaming and crying, and she would not want anybody else. She'd look for me. I mean, I try to hide if I wanted to, just for fun, so just to see. She'd like spot me right there, like across the barn, and I could hear her from across the barn, which is, yeah, a lot of goats.
Wow.
Spend the night on the way.
Yeah. Also, yeah. On the way up to, which was in Loveland, Colorado, we stopped over in, I believe, Grand Junction area, and we were staying in this barn, and it was horse stalls, and we were all going to originally, me and my friends, sleep in one stall and have our goats be in separate stalls, and I couldn't do that because she was screaming too much, because she wanted me and she was too loud, and she wouldn't. She's a 3-year-old, and she's been bred 3 times. Each time she's had 2 kids. She had, and 2 of her kiddings, or birthings as we said. She had 2 kids, and this last year she only had 1 kid. So she has been bred a few times, but she's dried up since it's out of show season. Our show season for the dairy goats is between March and through August is the show season, and then after that we dry them up for the breeding season, which is between like August and December, and then they kid out in the springtime, and then the show season comes, and that's when their milk comes in as well. So
wow.
yes.
Wow. So right now they're dried up.
Yes, everybody besides my one doe, Kiko, which has a kid on her right now. Actually, we probably need to take that kid off right now. But
yeah, they're not pushing for it.
Definitely. Here, we'll go ahead and put her back.
Okay.
And see if I can actually get a baby out or something.
Okay. So when you are coming out here and you are milking them, is that the correct term?
Yes.
What kind of hours are involved in that on a daily basis, Emily Ann?
It depends on how many goats you have and how much, if you have them on the kids or not, or if you have the kids on them, or if they don't have any kids on them. Usually between an hour to 2 hours, depending.
Twice a day.
Yeah, twice a day.
Wow, that's a big commitment.
Yeah, and then this, when I went to the nationals, 2 weeks before I went to nationals, I had to milk 3 times a day, so my doe would be in milk production, because I had a certain time I had to milk her for in the show. You have to have a 12-hour limit where you don't milk them at all before you go into the show ring to bag them up.
Right.
Because a big thing on the dairy goats is their udder. So you have to bag them up, which means to let them fill up some to be able to see what their udder looks like.
Wow.
And these here are some babies that were born in March. This one here is Maggie. Oh my goodness, there are so many kids. Maggie, and then I can't tell who you are. I have 2 kids that look are black or tricolored. This is Time, and then Prim.
Aww.
So
now I love these colors right here. This is called a try right here?
Yes, Try. And then when she was a baby, she was red, but they did get different colors as well.
Right.
Yeah, and as you can tell, she was my bottle baby.
Uh-huh.
She actually stayed in my room for 3 weeks in a kennel.
We
So
have pictures with her with a diaper and a doll dress.
Okay, we're gonna have to get those pictures out. Colors that are more admired or more sought after, or is it more that they look for, structure?
the
or
color for this breed, which is a Nubian, they can have any type of color. They can be blonde, they can be red, and they're very friendly, as you can tell. So
Yes.
especially when you come here, don't wear clean clothes or nice clothes, so
Right.
you're gonna get dirty anyways. I mean, you can have any color imaginable. That's realistic, so not
Right.
like green or something, of course. But no, there's
Some
not.
of the breeds can only be a certain
Yeah,
color.
some breeds can only be a certain color because there are 7 other dairy goat breeds, and certain breeds like there's something called Toggenburg, and they can only have like a reddish coat color or to a gray. But the Nubians,
they love you.
yes, they can have any color. So the breeders, you can choose what color you want, but the most common color is red, or a version of red, or roan is the most common colors. And you are
You also spend time training them for the show.
not as much as I could probably, but I would try to during the show season I'll try to work with them as much as I can when I get the time, because also I have other stuff as well. But
Right.
You're not trained like a horse is,
No.
a dog, or no.
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 What do you mean by that?
Like, how you can, if a horse is coming towards the gate or something, you can shoo them away. Not these guys. You have to physically push them. Some people have, like the La Manchas are more
Quiet.
calm and not quite as pushy. So they tend to, kind of go with the flow a little bit better. These guys don't.
Right.
They're stubborn.
So would you say that they tend to be like they push into pressure versus a horse that can learn to release
Yes.
from pressure? Is
They
that
like
what we were talking about?
Yeah.
They like to push into the pressure. They take time to train. I mean, I've had goats. I mean, even there's not a lot of goats that are perfect for show ring. I mean, some people, they never even touch their goats, and then they bring them to show ring and they show perfectly. It just depends on the characteristic of your goat and everything and how they feel that day.
Like she's been shown her whole life.
Yeah.
And she's very pushy.
Yeah.
Right. So it's
It's just
just her temperament.
Yeah, temperament.
Okay. What is your goal? What kind of number of a herd are you dreaming of?
Well, it's not really number or quantity, it's quality for me. So if I have to, if there's a goat in here that is not as good of quality as I would like, I might have to sell her. And also since I'm, here with my parents, and my parents is a big thing, they help me a lot. What they pay for my feed, they've helped me a lot with these dairy goats. It just depends on size. Like we can't have 12 goats in one pen, like this pen especially, because that's just, not possible because they'll be cramped and all that. So it's more of quality for me. And like right now my max was, I believe, 25 dairy goats, but that's during the kidding season.
Right, wow.
So I think we've had up to, what was our most that we've had one year?
That's probably the most.
25 was our most that we had one year, and that was high. So I cut back down to 15 because that's a manageable. That's still a lot of work, but it's